I'm gonna teach you 10 unique ways that you can lock your world in Growtopia with just a small lock. Let's begin. Win and lose good game, how's it going? I'm Ahrcéus, the GG3 Guildmaster. Over the years, I've seen a lot of worlds that are being locked like this, and this, and this. I'm gonna tell you all of these things are not good and they cannot guarantee the safety of your world. Today, we're gonna look at 10 ways that you can lock your world in a much more creative manner and safe way as well. Let's begin with top 10. Top 10, we have the Meteor. Okay, so this is how to do the Meteor. So first we need to go and cut some enough space around here, preferably a lot of bottom space, if that even makes sense. Let's cut about 3 blocks and 2x3 blocks over here, and then let's add another row down here. I think we need some bottom space. Okay, so in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks high of a space that we have to cut down. Alright, so here's how to do the Meteor. So we're going to be using some black blocks on all sides except for the exits, of course. So we're going to be using some house entrances down here. There we go, 2 house entrances. Alright, that's perfect. Now we're gonna be using some lava cubes to add some sort of fiery effect. So 1 and 2 down here, and then another one right there, and then over here and down here. Actually, let's just remove this part. There we go. And let's remove this as well. And then we put the final piece. Let's put the small lock right there. And then we just go ahead and press ignore empty air. We apply the lock. And there you have it. We have the Meteor. Moving on to top 9, we have the Pillar. Okay, so this is how to do it. I'm gonna be using some materials that I believe would help me on this. So we're gonna be using staircases, and we place one facing right around this place, and then one facing the left, and then another one facing the right, but this time on the upper left, and then now on the upper right, this one facing left. Now that will create some sort of diagonal outline right there, and then we just place some house entrances on both sides. Perfect. And then we can choose any block of our choosing. I'm gonna use black blocks on top of this. Now basically you're done, but of course we don't have the small lock yet. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be adding this dwarven column, one of my favorite blocks in the game. We're going to put 3 blocks high. Why is that? So we're going to be using 3 blocks high so that we can be able to protect the small lock, which will be on top, and then we just use a wrench, tap on it, and then press ignore empty air. We apply the lock, and there you have it. We have the Pillar. Now the thing is that is safe about the Pillar is that if there are any players that are entering the world, let's say they have the Cyclopean Visor, they cannot be able to hit the small lock. So if you have stopped playing the game for, let's say, 1 year, 2 years, and you want to keep your world safe, this way can help you out a lot. And now for top 8, we have the Floating Lock. Okay, so here is how to do the Floating Lock. Now we're going to be needing only 6 dimension blocks, 1 house entrance, and 1 small lock. The house entrance goes to the left, and then the dimension block, we start here on the second, directly next to the white door. So that's 1, 2, and let's first cover these 2 parts here. So that's going to be 2 over there. Now we have 2 more dimension blocks left. We're going to put it on the very right. So 1 and 2. There you have it. And then we have the small lock. Now the small lock goes on top. Let's just click on that, ignore empty air, and voila. There you have it. Now you have an invisible floating lock. People will try to go enter somewhere. They will not be able to enter it. They'll be wondering, what in the world is this sorcery? There you have it. At top 7, we have the fishing hook. Now if you are a fan of fishing, now this design might be the one for you. We're going to be using a green block, some white blocks, and black blocks for this one. Let's go begin with the green block. The green block goes to the lower right there. And then of course we're going to be needing some house entrances right here, only 1. And then for the white blocks, just 1, 2, 3, and 4 would do. 4 white blocks there. Next we need the black block, so we just need 3 of these. There we go. And then 1 more over here. And then finally, the final piece will be the small lock. And then just ignore empty air, reapply the lock, and voila. We have the fishing hook. And now we have the Waterfall Lock. Now this one is a bit mystic as we're going to be using clouds and waterfalls to complete this build. Now first off, we're going to be adding 2 waterfalls, and then next we're going to be adding 1 cloud on top, and then we add the small lock over here. There you go. We're going to do that later. Small block over there, and then for the sides, of course, we're going to be needing a house entrance over here. There. Now we just need to add some clouds to protect both angles. There we go. And waterfalls on these sides, so in that way it will not be disturbed. And then we just need to go and reapply the small lock, and finally we have the Waterfall Lock. Now this actually has a little bit of a mystic feel to it, and there you have it. Here at top 5, the improved dirt tower. It's gonna be quite simple. You don't really need a lot of items here. We're gonna be using only doors, not house entrances, for those who don't have enough money or road locks to buy for their house entrance. This is actually for the new players out there who want to have a safe, small lock for the world. So we're going to be adding 3 dirts right here, 3 dirts right there, and then we just need to add a door over here. Perfect. And then we're going to need to add a dirt on top, dirt block on top, and now this time we add the small lock on top of that. And then finally, we're going to add the door on top of this so that we can have a safe way to exit once we are done. There we go. Now we just go and press this, ignore empty air, and there you go. We have the improved dirt tower, and we can just change it. We can just change the doors. For example, ID will be door, destination door 2, and then over here on top, door 2. Let's try and test this, if this is going to be a safe way for the world. By the way, even if you have the Cyclopean Visor, this will be safe, just like the rest of the builds we've had today. There we go. And that is a safe way to exit and enter if you want. This is the improved dirt tower. Now for top 4, we have the chopper for those who like aviation as their basis of the theme. Alright, so this is how to do it. First off, we need to make sure we have enough space. Let's clear around a good number of blocks around the path to do the chopper. The chopper is actually one of the most... It's actually simple. It's not as extravagant as you think. But we need to add a bit here onto the right. We have to make sure that we cut enough space. Okay, think about, yes, 5 blocks of space would do. The next thing we're going to be doing is to add the primary blocks for the chopper. Now I'm going to be adding a staircase down here that will make it look like a good design for a cockpit right there. Next we're going to be adding the entrance, and that's going to be house entrance right over here. Perfect. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is to add, let's add some white blocks this time. We're going to add 4 white blocks next to this, and then over here we're going to be adding the, what do you call this, the parts that make the rotors. We're going to be using some Starship floor grills right here. I think about, yes, 3 of them would be nice. And then we add the small lock on top. And then we just go and wrench the tool, press ignore empty air, reapply the lock, and there you have it. We have the chopper. Here we have it at top 3. We have the Ice Pop Lollipop for those who want to have a different approach. Now for the Ice Pop Lollipop, it's going to be much different because we're going to be using it the other way around. It's basically just like the pillar, but it's going to be facing downwards. So we need to have enough space down here. Perhaps let's just cut around 4 rows of space. That should do. You can use any block that you want, but I'm going to be sticking with the purple block. So we're going to be adding purple blocks on the first 3 rows near the bedrock. And then let's add some house entrances on both sides. Now we're going to need 1 more down here just to make it look like an actual ice pop. And then we're going to be using some of the carnival ladders because why not? That will add a bit of flair to it. We're going to add 1, 2. Okay, so that's about it for the carnival ladders. Then we just put a small lock. Make sure, by the way, 2 ladders only. Let's put a small lock right there, and then we reapply the lock as so, and there you have it. We have the Ice Pop Lollipop for top 3. Top 2, we have this, the mini house. This is how to do the mini house. Alright, so we're gonna be needing some sidewalks on both of these sides, and then we're gonna add house entrances on both left and right, and then another row of sidewalks on top. There we go. And now for this one, we're gonna be adding the chimney, which will be over here, 1, 2, and then this will be the roof. The small lock will be the roof. There we go. And then lastly, to complete everything up, let's add a blue pennant. Add this to the house. Perfect. Nice and nice. And then just ignore the empty air. And there you go. We have here a mini house. By the way, this is also safe. Nobody can reach the top. So there we go. We have here the mini house. And lastly, top 1, presumably one of the best and most creative ways that you can lock your world in Growtopia is this thing right here, the mini garden. If you guys are much more into agriculture and gardening, this might be the best one for you. We're gonna be doing the fertile soil, or basically the mini garden. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do for the mini garden. We're gonna need a lot of, not exactly a lot, but we're gonna need some fertile soil blocks to do this. Let's go begin by using the bountiful jungle temples on both left and right, the lower left and right sectors, by the way, once you enter the world, near the entrance. And then next, we're gonna be adding 1 fertile soil, there it is, over here. Now that's just one step right there. We're gonna be adding the house entrance on the right, and if you guys have any white doll's eyes in your inventory, this would do well. So place 2 on top here. Next one, we're gonna be adding the fissure. So if you guys like to have some sort of entrance on top, you can have the fissure right there. You can have both ways. Now on top, make sure, oh no, fail. Okay, now let's go and add 3 more. 1 and 2, and then finally over here we're gonna be adding the small lock. There it is. And then on top of the small lock, let's add a bit of seaweed. I don't have any plants with me right now. Okay, since I have the looming plant, let's actually use that instead of the seaweed. Alright, now that would look much nice. Then the next thing we're going to be doing is to add the bountiful flowering lattice seed. You can use any seed you want, but this would just be for the sake of the video. Let's go wait for them to grow. Let's grow these, grow spray. Alright, so we're going to do this 5 times. And there you go. We've planted this about 5 times, and now we have a very nice looking fertile soil for this specific build. Now there you guys have it. We have the mini garden as one of the unique ways that you can lock your world using a small lock. And that concludes all of the 10 unique ways that you can lock your world using a small lock in Growtopia. I do hope you guys enjoyed this top 10 list, and if you did, please do subscribe and join the GG3 today. That would really help out a lot. And if you guys did enjoy, please like this video for Ahrcéus, or dislike for my arch enemy Midnight. From here on out, I'll be making Growtopia videos every week, but every Sunday. So expect a new video next week on a Sunday and for succeeding days to come. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Once again, my name is Ahrcéus, the GG3 Guildmaster, and always remember that GG3 for life.